This tutorial will give the learner a brief overview of ED Tracking Board and HEC. By the end of this tutorial, you will be able to identify and find the Modify, Triage, and Disposition screens and understand the use and types of alerts. The Modify screen can be accessed from the tracking board by double-clicking over a highlighted patient. This will bring up basic patient information. This screen allows you to chart which waiting room the patient is in, when a patient is admitted, and which room and unit they will be going to. The Modify screen is where patient name alerts are checked to place an asterisk in the patient name alert column, N column, on the ED tracking board. Comments can be placed on the tracking board comment section through this screen. For example, contrast started. The Triage screen is accessed by logging into the second level of security, highlighting a patient, and then clicking on Chart, located on the menu bar at the top of the ED tracking board. This opens the RN homepage. Located at the left is a vertical menu bar with Triage as one of the choices. Click on the word Triage and a Choose a Problem-Focused Exam field appears. Double-click on the problem and then hit Next. Then hit Next again and a time prompt will appear. Click on Use this time. The time can be changed if needed, as in cases where a critical patient arrives and action precedes charting. However, you may not pre-time charting. After clicking on the time you want to use, the time will be time-stamped. The Triage worksheet page will then open. Take your time to look this screen over and familiarize yourself with the page. Please note that all areas that are gray cannot be changed while in this screen. The Triage level must be present to continue. The Disposition screen is accessed by clicking on Disposition, located in the vertical menu on the left of the RN homepage. If not already done in Triage, a prompt will appear regarding domestic violence. Click on the appropriate answer. This will bring you to the Nursing Disposition worksheet. In the banner, you will see patient name, DOB, age, and sex. On the upper left of the page, the primary and secondary diagnosis will appear as written by the MD. Prescriptions and discharge instructions are also located here. A button is present for the nurse to add more instruction if necessary. In the upper middle is patient disposition. The nurse will choose one. In the upper right, you will see RN close chart and remove from tracking board squares. You will choose both to sign your chart and remove the patient from the tracking board. But if you choose these options, you will not be able to continue charting on your patient. So be sure all your charting is done before closing the chart and removing it from the tracking board. Under this is the Print Fax button. Remember, buttons take you to a different screen. This is how the DC instructions and prescriptions are printed. The alert buttons are located in the top toolbar in the second security level. These buttons are only accessible for the patient if the patient is highlighted. The RN On Alert button will cause a yellow color to appear in the RN column of that particular patient, alerting the nurse that he or she is needed in that room. This can be used when the patient uses their call light and the unit clerk notifies to or needs to notify the RN. After the nurse or patient care tech takes care of the patient, then RN Off Alert button can be clicked, turning the yellow color off. The MD On Alert button is also located in the toolbar at the top of the ED tracking board. This can be used to alert the provider that they are needed in that room. The alert will turn light blue or cyan. The provider can then click on MD Off to clear the color from the tracking board. The Reg On Alert button located at the top of the ED tracking board is used by the provider when they have completed their MSE. By clicking on this button, the room number will flash green, alerting the admission staff that the patient is ready for a full registration. The admitting staff can turn it off when full registration is finished.